Good morning, all of you. Hope you're all doing good. Yes, good morning, Uzma. We'll start the class. Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, all of you, good morning, ma. Very warm good morning. Hope you are all understanding FIT full-fledgedly. And those girls who are unable to join the Google class also try it. It's not a big deal. Otherwise, other girls who are friends of you, of yours, please help out in reaching them. Okay, few days it would be a problem. Then afterwards, we could resolve the issues. Okay, ma.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Girls, mute yourself.
Yeah, very good. Yes, please mute yourself so that we'll, girls, I'll wind up today very fastly because I have some other issues. In the sense, I'll take the class and I'll wind up, okay? So I don't want to skip your class. That is the reason. Yes, Ruksa, tell me. From Shalibanda, you are there today? Well, very good. Maintain the same throughout your academic years. Okay? Yes. Still, anybody, anything? Yes. So I'll start the class. See, today we are going to learn what are the generations of computer. Girls, the generations of computer is very important for your exam, and even you have to know what are exactly generations of computer. We know the computer. It's not today the computer. ये आजकल का नहीं है. It has been years prior where the computer was introduced by the father of the computer, who? Charles Babbage. Yes, well and fine. It has been years and years, but it took so many years to flourish. Okay, like wherever in scientific calculations it was used, obviously, but not on a regular use. एक जमाने में ऐसा था फोन कंप्यूटर है तो they were the richest persons, but not today. A home without a PC, you don't find that. Yes or no? Without PDS, personal digital assistance, at least not a PC or personal digital assistance, like what you call it as the whatever, like through which you could access the things, the outer things, the outer world is visible to you through your PDS. Like it could be your smartphone. Yes, it is also it is also a type of your computer which is processing something, which is storing data. Yes or no? So it's not that the technology which we are using today is of some decades. It has been long decades that the humans are aware of the system, but as the years passed by, so was the technology enhanced, enriched, and today we are full fledgedly able to accomplish all the tasks by making use of the system. So what I want to say is, like, the generation of the computer. What do you mean by generation? Generation in a computer is like a step in technology. Yes, as we have discussed, it is not today's one. It has been the effort since so long years. The generation provides the structure for the growth of computer industry, where, yes, why the generations? Why generations means, like, the generations are used to distinguish the technology used then and in the mid and now at present. Okay, so the generations are used to discuss the differences between various hardware and software technologies in the development of the computer. Yes,
Yes.
obviously, like prior, if you could see, there were large, like you could imagine one room with large air condition. At prior, the systems were like that. Even prior also, like a few years back, if you could realize, when you were in KG or in your secondary, not even secondary, primary level, you could see the monitors, large screen, large ratata. the size of the monitors. Now it's flat displays, LCDs and LEDs, what you could see. The what I want to say is, from your primary, like hardly 10 to 12 years of gap, you could see the generation, the wild or the drastic change in the technology and the computers, like how they got replaced, starting from the size to the processing speed, where there were printers, dot matrix printers, which used to make large noise. Now it is laser printer, just one click and everything is done for you. Yes or no? What you have seen in your childhood is totally different what you are seeing. At least you could compare. Then imagine what about the generations which were prior, where this it's not that the systems were not used, they were used, yes, but you could realize, like generations tell you the differences between the technology, like the hardware, the software, how they used in those days, and now the advancement, the different changes, how what made the computer system what is today. Okay, so till today there are 5 generations of computer, and probably some say that 5, but even some say that it is 6, but for us it is, we stick on to the point that 5
5.
generations. Yes, where we have from the laptop till artificial intelligence, which is the running generation now. Yes, we even
Yes.
PCs also, most of us have replaced the personal computer or the terminal, sitting at one place, just taking the a system, laptop, keeping on your laps, connected to a Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity Wi-Fi. Okay, and we are like a router, wherever you go throughout the lawn, you are able to access the things, just or not even Wi-Fi, not even laptop, even by your mobile. Yes or no? Wherever you are carrying the data which is taken by us. So you could imagine, this is what you call it as the generation or the technology. Like why generations are used to distinguish, to make out the differences between the hardware and the software used at then and used at now, the current scenario. Okay, now I'll discuss about first generation of computers.
Vacuum tube.
Yes. Yes, first generation, you could see, first generation of computers used vacuum tubes as the main electronic component responsible for processing of data. Gus, just 2 minutes of time. You go through this. I'll be back. Just a couple of.
Normally discussion and development over different generation. It is also different in the advancement in computer technology. And the generators discuss the development in computer technology over the different the period 1940 to 1911, roughly considered the first generation of computer. The first generation computer was developed by using
Who is this, please? Read slow, Nama, please.
Mute yourself.
Umme Tasneem, mute yourself.
Yes, thank you for cooperating. Please mute yourself, ma. Don't make any sort of disturbances, as you are all very good girls and matured girls. Yes. Now coming to first generation of computers, girls, you have to remember the technology and the size and what they have done. Okay, so which makes you easily write the answer rather than making. First, I want to tell you explanation. If you listen to it appropriately, you will reproduce the same on your papers, because it's a student tendency. Itna pages hai, we don't want to learn, make it short. No, it's as simple as just we drink the water sitting. Okay, so coming back, the first generation of computer, if you could see, it was from 1942 to 55. Okay, so what are the characteristics?
56.
अफरा
Yeah.
नहीं है या
Yeah, girls, the years does not matter. Like it differs from.
जल्दी आके दियो तुम.
Oh my God! Please, ma. It's somebody who is speaking. Don't do that. Let us go properly, ma. Please don't disturb. Yes, the first generation of computers used vacuum tubes. Yes, so vacuum tubes, like they were very large in size as the main electronic component responsible for processing of the data. Yes, now we are using Intel processor bolte na, P4 Pentium, which are very small in size. Now the processing, jo bhi processing ke liye, whatever the processor was used is vacuum tubes. Okay, I'll share a picture with you before this, like at least after completion of this, don't worry. So the first generation of computers used vacuum tubes as the main electronic component which is responsible for processing of the data. Okay, so as these vacuum tubes were used, which were very large, obviously, so large, whatever the processor which is called as vacuum tube, which was used as a processor, if it is large in size, to embed उसको किसी और में रखने के लिए you need more outer surface, yes or no? So because of this, the size of the computers was very large in first generation. Okay, so these computers were very large.
Ma'am, can you
Like,
repeat one?
yeah, I'm saying the same. Like the first generation of computers, they used vacuum tubes as the main electronic component which is responsible for processing the data. So इसमें first generation में processor क्या है माँ? It is the vacuum tube. The vacuum tube is the processor in the first generation of computers, and these computers were very large in size, and they even required, if large in size, then they require large rooms, yes or no? Yes or no? If it is small, you could place in one corner. If it is laptop, you are placing on in a lap or on some what do you say, a sort of small table. Well and fine, but if it is large, obviously, if you want the system to run, it has to be placed somewhere. So that place was occupied entirely. A room was occupied by this first generation of computers. Okay, now jaisa ki apan dekh rahe, like today we know what is RAM, what is ROM, which we will know. We know that these are the primary storages, or secondary storages also. We know, like we use what do you say, hard disks or compact disks or DVDs or pen drives, etc. But in olden days, the magnetic drums, the drums, you could imagine, like what is drum, a minimum size of a drum, if it is, yes or no? You could imagine just what is like magnetic drums were used for memory, not these chips or not these slots or not what we call it today. So the magnetic drums were used for memory, and obviously these computers consumed a lot of energy, in the sense power consumption. Power was very much needed in large amounts. Power, electricity, by the first generation of computers. And yes, see, now you also, if a small thing, exhaust fans रहते हैं आपके घर में, kitchens में, most of us have that. Why? To take out the heat from the kitchen, yes or no? Exhaust fans, now they are also replaced by chimneys, yes or no? As the technology goes, but if you could remember the olden scenario, there were exhaust fans. Now you have chimneys, yes, where the smoky sort of thing will be going out,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
as to maintain healthy, whatever, a small example of kitchen. So now when a large amount of electricity was consumed by first generation of computers, obviously that heat consumption could not be reduced. Electricity तो अपन कम नहीं कर सकते, तो उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, like large air condition was provided for what do you say, that particular room, not to make the room also very heated. I repeat, girls, these computers produced large amount of heat due to large consumption of electricity. Therefore, these computers required continuous maintenance and proper cooling with the help of air conditioners. I hope I am clear. Yes, I'll repeat these points. The first generation of computers used vacuum tubes as the main electronic component responsible for processing of the data. And these computers were physically large in size and required large amount of large room for installation, wherein they consumed large amount of electricity and generated more heat. So large air conditioned rooms were required to cool, and proper maintenance, that too continuously, was demanded by first generation of computers. Am I clear, girls? Yes. Now see, when something goes very beyond the limit, like large amount of heat, kuch to bhi hua, what will happen, ma? There will be sudden failure in the system, or there will be stop in the system with no proper resources or no proper maintenance. There might be sudden dropping of the system, means there will be the system may not function normally as it is intended to. So at times there were unreliable, these systems, the first generation of systems were unreliable. Okay, and they produce as unreliable ka matlab hai there may be some inconsistency, incorrectness, inaccuracy of the data at times, not always, sometimes. Okay, so now there were no input devices as we are seeing today. Punched cards, punched cards क्या है मालूम बेटा आपको?
No.
Punching, perforated.
No, ma'am.
Like see, perforated बोले तो spiral binding करते ना. Spiral binding किसको बोलते हैं?
The cards which are used, which are having holes, circle
Yes.
type holes in that.
हाँ. That's what I'm saying. When you go for spiral binding, what they do, एक पेपर को नहीं तो आप जब रिकॉर्ड बनाते ना तो आपको मालूम होता, probably you people not know, but from now onwards you know what is spiral binding.
Yes.
But your siblings will be doing ना, एक रिकॉर्ड बनाते जो पूरा पेपर्स को एक साथ रख के they make holes and then they bind with a wire, spiral बोलते स्प्रिंग के जैसा रोल्स, spiral wire, spring roll रहता ना. So ऐसा बना के what I want to say is the input was through punched cards and the paper tape. Okay, आज के जैसा जो कीबोर्ड्स यूज कर रहे हैं, माउस यूज कर रहे हैं, वैसा नहीं था. The method of input was making use of punched cards and paper tape. Okay, paper tape. So it was only limited programming capabilities in the first generation of computers, and the computers example are UNIVAC and ENIAC. Okay, see, they worked on binary code. Yes, binary code is nothing but binary. Bi means two, bilingual two. Yes or no? Bi, unary means one, binary two, ternary three, tetra 4, penta 5. Yes or no? So
ma'am,
bi
repeat
means,
the examples of computer.
yeah, ENIAC and EDVAC. Sorry, UNIVAC and EDVAC. Yeah, you
Okay,
could
ma'am.
call it as even ENIAC also. Okay, so UNIVAC means Universal Automatic Computer. UNIVAC, yes, Universal Automatic Computer. Universal. A, automatic. C, computer. Okay, and it is ENIAC, ENIAC, means electronic numerical integrator and computer. Yes, what it is, ma?
Electronic numerical integrator and
Electronic
computer.
numerical integrator
and
and computer. Okay, are you understanding, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Is it
in
clear?
first generation there were no keyboards.
No, as we are saying, like it was based on punched cards.
So how they used to do typing and all?
No. Like through punched cards only. They used to have the punched cards, the programming, whatever the computer experts, they use punched cards. No sort of programming. It's only the machine language like zeros and ones, which was exclusively used for scientific purposes. Ma, ये ना अपने को third generation तक, at least second generation तक, they were not into commercial use. From the third generation, where they used integrated circuits, then it was then they got the commercial usage from 64 onwards, what you could say. Okay, till then also, like from the beginning, like 1942, the first generation, till the second generation 1964 also, they were meant for scientific purposes, not for commercial use or not for personal use. They were just meant for scientific calculations, like the you could know what is scientific calculations for measuring the earthquake or weather forecasting or some sort of satellite research. Yes, where they use their punched cards, like the input mechanism was followed through that only.
Ma'am,
Okay.
after transmitters, it is used for commercial use.
After transistors in the second generation, I'll explain, don't be hurry. In the second generation it was transistors. Okay, in the third generation they used integrated circuits, ICs. Okay, then
Yes.
there was like a little beginning of the usage of computers into the market, like commercial applications ke liye. It is from the third generation, that in 1960s, where the computers have come out for usage by the users, that too not very massively, to some extent, like the programmers or people who are in very need, experts of computers, not by everyone as we are seeing it today. Okay, ma?
Okay.
Just a moment. Yes, EDVAC stands for Electronic Discrete Variable. I repeat, Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. Okay, Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. अब ये discrete बोले तो क्या है माँ? What do you mean by discrete? Tell me.
Separate.
Is it separate or to be more particular, tell me what does it mean?
Individual.
Different.
Yes, very good. Individually separate and distinct. बोले तो non-continuous data, beta. When coming to computer terminology, it is not continuous flow. It is something which is not continuous, non-continuous. Okay, that is what you call it as separate or distinct or discrete. Okay, am I to you? Girls, am I to everybody? So what are the first generation computers? Like kya kare beta? First thing you have to remember, the vacuum tubes were used as processors. Second one, magnetic drums were used for memory. The means of input was punch cards and paper tape. And fourth one, they consumed large amount of electricity, so the heat generated was very large. So in order to accommodate, even large rooms were required with large air conditioners. ENIAC, EDVAC and UNIVAC are the examples of first generation of computer, and they had only limited programming capabilities, wherein they were exclusively used for scientific purposes rather than commercial usage. Yes, these
Binary
five
code,
important points.
coded
Yes,
concept.
they use the binary language, like the machine language, which you call it as zeros and ones. Done?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Ma'am, this output is was displayed by printouts today in today's
No,
world.
nothing input output ma, just अब देखो बेटा, scientific calculations बोले तो you are placing it. Okay, now you want to forecast the weather. Will there be any addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or will there be anything taken for by that?
No.
No.
Then what? Then just it will display. Abhi samjho, let me give an example. It's not exactly. Now you are taking off a thermometer, okay, which measures the temperature. See, you are placing, then what is happening? Automatically you are getting some sort of data out of it. Are you automatically bata raha hai na? Yes or no? When you are placing, you are getting the data. So
Ma'am, then
that
what
is
it meant that output was displayed on printouts? Printouts means we take out a hard copy out of it, or we have information in our hand. So how it is displayed on printout?
that's all. No printouts, ma. No printer on the screen only. No printouts, nothing. No printers, no processors. Okay, like no P4, P5 processors, no keyboards. Yes,
Here is a
Okay.
done.
point, no, ma'am. Output was
In third
displayed.
point,
Which one?
Third point.
however, the output was displayed on printouts.
No. It's not on printouts. It's on the screen itself. No printouts. Nothing sort of technology was involved here. Okay. You could take it as like it's punched cards where it was displayed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Done? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll go to second generation. Somebody is having some query.
Ma'am, please explain once. Punch card.
Punched cards are nothing but punched, perforated ma. Jo holes rehte na, you call it as punched cards. What do you say? Do you remember some printers of olden days where they used to have holes? The papers used to have holes.
Ma'am, nowadays also, if you want to attach some papers in a file, first you have to punch the papers with punching
Yeah.
machine
Mm.
that holds,
Yes, that is what you
like
call it
in
as
post
punched cards.
office or any other.
Why till then? See, if you are making a something, what you'll do, you'll instead of stapling, if you tag file tags bolte na, like with a thread, even that also, what you used to do, you used to punch machine rehta na, aapko malum na, apart from stapler,
Yes.
where you do, like it's meant for making holes on the paper to tie them. So that is what the technology which is used.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Mhm. Yes, you could see the first generation of computer, the size. Yes, the air condition over there. Now imagine, do you find like, does it look like a system for you? Seriously, until and unless we say, if it is posed normally, do you feel it as a system?
No.
No.
You could see
No.
some boat is going on, yes or no, with a steering over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So you could imagine what that is. That is
Now,
what
where
is
is the monitor here?
it's like whatever the displays are there ma, that is what all the things which are visible, that is what this one or this one you call like for calculations, that's all.
Okay.
Ma'am, is this Charles Babbage?
I don't know.
Through electricities, don't use, ma'am.
Electricity se use kare ma, whatever is run through electricity only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So yes, now we'll go to second generation. Yes, see what happens if you if one product which is not gaining the commercial applause, or which is not, as the generations go, there will be enhancement, development in the technology. पहले तो phones थे, you could imagine, पहले वो भी नहीं था. You know, they used to trunk call. Your parents know trunk call रहता था. In my childhood, I have seen that trunk call booking. Means first we have to make a call and make that person whom we are calling to be ready at the telephone, and then karte the. and immediate messages were sent through telegram. Yes or no? ऐसा जमाना था. Then came the landlines. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then afterwards, the mobile phones. Then, like you could see,
Smartphones.
yeah, whatever the example I'm saying. So, like we are not stopped at one point of invention where people need more and more out of the livelihood. Yes or no? So that is what the second generation, which as the first generation had implications. जैसा कि अपने को बहुत सारे doubt है, तो बेचारे जब use करते थे, I don't know how many doubts they used to have and how problems they were facing. That might be the reason where they have got the second generation into picture. Yes or no? अभी अपने को इतने doubts आ रहे वो देखे तो, like who is the person or how, where is the screen, what they have done, etc., etc. Now imagine the people who were using them, how many doubts and confusion. So obviously that leads to development in the next version. So that is what you call it as second generation, probably from 55 to 64. As I said, roughly it's taken from 56 to 63, but as far as to my concern, it is from 55 to 64, 1 year here and there. Okay, so now the technology used, like the processor was transistors. This generation computers used transistors in place of vacuum tubes. Yes, transistors were replaced, vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. Okay, and they were very small in size when compared to first gen of computers. And instead of drums, magnetic drums ke badle mein magnetic tapes were used as storage media. I repeat, girls, the second generation of computers used transistors instead of vacuum tubes. Yes. And what was the memory? Yes, magnetic tapes, not the magnetic drums. And as thoda size kam tha, so they required less space to get installed. And obviously, yes, even then also air condition was required, and heat generated was very less when compared to first generation of computers. And they were very much faster. Like you could say, the second generation of computers were 10 times faster than the first generation of computers. And they were more versatile in the sense, we know, like adapted to some technologies rather than only accomplishing one task. They were versatile, like they were adaptable accordingly. Yes. And the high output operations and the speed was much more than when compared to first generation of computers. And yes, even the commercial production of second generation of computers was very limited, and even it was costly. Yes, girls, I repeat, please pay attention. पहले generation में vacuum tubes, second generation में transistors, first generation, yes, magnetic drums, second generation, magnetic tapes. First generation, they were very large in size and consumed high electricity and generated more heat. Large air conditioners were required. When compared to first generation, the second generation computers were very less in size and consumed less energy, and even the heat emitted was very less as compared to first generation. And even the second generation computers were 10 times faster than first generation of computers. Okay, so, and even the second gen computers were much more versatile, and even they process the input output operations very fastly. And the commercial production of second generation computers was very limited, and they were very costly also. Yes, so you could see this slide. Then I'll go for another slide. Please look after this slide, ma. Make it fast. Shall I?
Yes.
However, once I get time, I'll post it today in the Google. Okay. Don't worry about the notes, ma. Don't be hesitated towards your notes. Yes, you could see along with the picture. Second generation.
Excuse
Done?
me,
Yeah, ma.
ma'am. In this second generations also outputs were displayed, not print outed.
Yeah, they were displayed.
Okay.
Ma'am, in this
What
also
are those
binary coded
beans?
concept is related.
No. This binary, very good question. There were some sort of girls. You just take down like high level languages were used to instruct the computers rather than binary. What is this high level, machine level, and low level? I'll explain. Don't worry. But binary, very good question. Here, the high level languages were used to instruct the computers. It is not the binary code which is zeros and ones. Okay. What is this
Okay,
high
ma'am.
level, low level, and machine level, mid level? I'll explain in another class. But second generation of computers used high level languages like to instruct the computer. High level languages were used. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, this was all about your second generation of computer. Girls, I'll stop it today. As I said, 3, 4, and 5 will discuss and wind up tomorrow. Okay, not an issue. Okay, I'll take the attendance. Please, Marakpet girls, raise your hands, ma. Girls, is it clear for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Please,
Yes, ma'am.
in the sense, the terminology, what is the media which was used as input and output, etc., etc. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
However, we'll go for a quick revision tomorrow. Then I think it's not needed because it is very crystal clear for you. It has taken half
Yes.
an hour, almost all, to complete 2
Yes,
generations.
ma'am.
So we'll complete with 3 generations tomorrow. Okay, ma?
Okay.
Thank you all for being there. We shall meet tomorrow with the same enthusiasm and happiness. Take care till then. Okay, ma? And don't waste your time. Go through the pictures which I have done, which I have explained.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Still any doubts from other girls? I need the same active participation from all the girls. It's not only 4 or 5 girls.
Ma'am, transistors technology?
Transistors technology. Transistors are the processors, ma. You could call them as the processors instead of vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes, which were used in first generation as processors, it is the transistors which were used in second generation of
generation.
computers. Okay.
21
So,
hours Malakpet.
yeah. I have noted down. Okay, don't waste your time, ma. Go through the things. Take care, all of you.
And ma'am, in
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
fair notes, what is computer, then data, information, characteristics
No,
of computer
it's
system.
not data. It is data, and data. No
Okay,
data.
data, information, then characteristics of computer system. Then
Ah.
after that, functions of computer.
Don't write functions of computer. As I said, you go with the generations of computer because it is only half slide which I have posted for functions of computer. Yesterday also I said the same. Don't write functions of computer. You start with generations of computer. Okay.
I have
Done?
completed
First, you
functions of
gave input
computers,
output
ma'am.
devices,
What, ma?
ALU control unit. Then
Ma'am,
we
you're
have to
not
write.
receiving anything from Google Classroom, ma'am.
Ma'am, yesterday I received the slide, so I have written functions of computers too. So make sure that the continuation slide should be posted on Google Classroom.
Mariam Bint, we are lecturers, ma. We know what to do. Yes or no?
मैम फिर ये पेपर फाड़ देना functions of computer का.
You can leave another page for that and carry on with the generations of computer. Yesterday I said to like all the girls over there not to write functions of computer as far as my memory power. Yes, girls, did I say?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, you said.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, this control unit, arithmetic and logical operations, CPU, this information we shouldn't write in classworks, we notes.
You have to write.
After these characteristics, then we have to continue with this.
Yes, whatever I have posted except functions of computer, write everything, ma.
Okay, no, ma'am, you didn't posted this input. You gave this screen share on while explaining. Can we write that?
Now what, today's class? Yes.
Generations.
Today's class I'll post it. Until and unless I post, don't write, okay? The generations. Okay, ma?
No, ma'am, I'm asking about this computer's CPU and input devices control unit information.
Did I post in the classroom?
Yes.
Google Classroom.
No.
Then don't write.
Okay.
Okay? I'll
Thank you.
post it. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Amma.
the second generation computer is small in size with less heat and also does not take much electricity also, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, girls, I'll wind up the session. Okay, tomorrow again, you note down whatever doubts you have so that I'll address back. Okay, with a
Okay,
note
ma'am.
that you people have no doubts, I'm winding up today. But still, if you feel after the end of my session, after I leave, then you could ask me tomorrow. Note them down. I'll answer all your queries tomorrow. Okay, ma?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Take care then. Huh? Bye, all of you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
అమ్మా నీకు హైబిస్కస్ పూలు తెచ్చాను నా పింక్వి తీసుకొద్దాం అనుకున్నాము ఒక ముసలోడు ఎవరు మన అక్కలు వచ్చి తాత మొత్తాన్ని అనుకున్నాడు.
Yes, I want 1 second. Mariam Bint, I'm making you host so that after Pavani ma'am comes, you could make her the host. Okay, Madam will become the host. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
As I have to leave, I'm assigning and leaving Mariam. I hope you will not mind. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let them join, and if anybody is getting into, then you can admit them till Pavani ma'am joins the class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then.
Mariam, can you send the FIT notes in the group?
Okay.
I
I'll
haven't
send-
received in the classroom. In
Mariam,
Shalibanda's group.
Okay.
Mariam,
हाँ
are you in group?
जी
आप ग्रुप में है
हाँ
लेकिन मेरे को थोड़े नोट्स करना
कौन से ग्रुप में बोल रहे हैं आप
ग्रुप में ये
मतलब
एमएस ग्रुप
कॉलेज से जो बनाया हुआ वो वाला ग्रुप
हाँ
हाँ उसी में
because I can't join Google Classroom.
आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही
मैं Google Classroom join कर सक रही हूँ it's not showing MS ID.
मैम केम गर्ल्स